Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. Whole week we've been talking about contrasts. This, not that. And I went, Sarah, by the way, this is what brought me to this point. Sarah, I'm giving you credit for this. Sarah and I had our one-on-one this week, which was really fed my soul too, by the way. And she said, I loved the week when you did back by popular demand, popular shows and just, stuff that I had pulled out. Well, today, as I was sitting here and I was thinking about this, not that, what am I going to talk about today? I'm just like, sometimes, you get like that. And I remembered the show that I did, Fake It Till You Make It, or Be It Till You See It. And I mean, that is a contrast, isn't it? That is a contrast. Be it till you see it or fake it till you make it. What's the difference? There's a huge difference, by the way, a huge difference. And I'm going to take you through that all again if you missed it the first time, or even if you heard it the first time, don't remember it, whatever, that's cool. But let's go through it because I think it's a needle mover because this lit me up. And remember, just like Joanne said, I love being lit up. I love being emotionally invested in stuff that makes me go, ooh, because you know what that does? It changes your thinking, it moves the needle, and it promotes action. And that's what this is all about. So we want to be it till we see it. We don't want to fake it till we make it. We've had enough pretending in our lives. Amen? Haven't we? That's what people pleasing is pretending. That's what just kind of skirting around the edges is. It's not going all in. Faking it isn't what it's about. Who wants that? So originally this quote is attributed, this quote that I'm going to read to you is attributed to Aristotle, but I had a little fun with it. To be a virtuous woman, you must first act like a virtuous woman. That's not faking it. That is being it. That is being it, making a decision about who you are and then just going forward and doing it. You hear me all the time say, one of my goals is I am an athlete. It's my affirmation of the goal that I'm trying to become the fittest that I can be in this body, this lifetime, this right now. I can't go back 10 years or up a year even. I'm just here where I am, but I'm still, my goal is to be as fit as I possibly can. Because if I'm as fit as I possibly can be, then that's going to walk right alongside of health and all of that. So we know that confidence comes out of genuine accomplishment and work, don't we? Confidence is such a good thing to have. Feeling confident. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can become that. I can be that. Confidence is everything. It makes you go forward, doesn't it? But that's what confidence does. Confidence is genuine accomplishment and work. It's not pretending. You can't fake it, right? Mary Kay Ash said that very famously. Mary Kay Cosmetics, fake it till you make it. But I'll tell you, I'll give you a better one. Amy Cuddy, who wrote the book Presence, says, don't fake it till you make it. Fake it till you become it. What do you think? I don't agree with that because, it reminds me of what my mother used to always say, put on a happy face, And do you remember having to suck it up and pretend like everything was sunny and shiny and inside you're just bawling your eyes out? Do you remember doing that as a kid? Maybe even as an adult, maybe you brought this into adulthood. But it's not what needs to happen, because faking it is phony. And we don't want to be phony. We want to be real. We want to be genuine, right? We want to be the women that we are supposed to be. We want to be the women that we're supposed to be. If you want to grow, if you want to become the vibrant woman that you're called to be, by the way, you're called to vibrancy. If you're taking an air, you are. Then your call to action isn't faking it anymore. It's instead to be it until you see it. To be it till you see it. There's a big difference. You want to know what it is? Number one is that you show up. You actually show up. When you're being the person that you want to be, you show up and do the things that you need to do. You don't pretend. You actually show up. You don't just talk. You actually walk, right? Fakers fake the doing part. It would be like, me telling you, go clean go make your bed. And then you come into my house and going, hey, what's up with the bed? Your bed's not made, right? What's up with that? Right? I share with you my struggles. I share with you my failings. I share with you my very imperfect life. And like this week has just been terrible about showing up and exercising and all of that. It has. But that's just, I'm having a moment this week. I've been having a moment, and I've had a hard time with all of the stuff that I'm supposed to be doing. So am I going to give myself a break? Am I going to whatever? No, I'm going to absolutely 100% show up, right? I'm going out on a big walk with Lincoln, and I know that that's going to help, and I'll get back into the gym and just start pumping it out. It feels good to do the things that you want to do. It feels good. And it feels good. It feels good to show up and do. It doesn't feel good to not do. It doesn't feel good to fake it, And who are you fooling anyway? Fakers don't, you don't get what you want when you're faking it at all. There's nothing to attain when you're faking it. You're just kind of going through life in this pretend mode. It's a bummer, is what it is. And then not only do we show up, we have to do as if. Now, what does that mean? You might not exactly get to where you want to be, or when you want to be what you want. Does that make sense? Like I say, I'm an athlete. I am not exactly an athlete, but I am an athlete. I am showing up to be an athlete. And it takes a minute. Showing up is half the battle. But the more you do, the better you get. Oh boy, have I noticed this. And I see it because I keep track of it. And when you keep track of it, boy, doesn't it make a difference? When you see and you can, the stairs outside for me are just like, that is kind of my barometer, up and down the stairs, no problem. Even up, yes, no problem. We first moved here, oh my gosh, we had to stop halfway and pant. But that after a while, going up and down them, and then when the weather got better, I was like, I'm just going to do it a couple of times a day because it's so good for you. There's nothing like that. It gets your heart going. It gets everything going. And I believe that that's how we're supposed to be, bursts of exercise, not long drawn out stuff. But the more we do it, the better we get at it, and the more we become it, and the more it feels right. And it's like putting on your athletic shoes, putting on your athletic gear. You feel like an athlete because you're doing it. You're doing the work. And then the other thing is we have to think like an athlete, don't we? We have to think like whatever it is that we're trying to become. We don't fake it. We think like it. What would my higher self think about this particular situation is a great question to ask yourself, because that is the question that moves the needle, that causes you to start thinking differently and doing differently. What would my higher self think about that? What would my higher self think about the lemon poppy seed cake cookie that I ate? What was it yesterday, I guess, with Caroline? Yeah. What would my higher self think of that? Well, Don't, in the name of science, okay, but no, on a regular basis, no. It's just crazy town. It just doesn't work. So we think as if, what would my higher self think of that? How can I frame this differently? What can I do instead? Things like of that nature bring us to the place of being who it is that we want to be, not faking it, but being. So the big vibrant vision that you're casting for yourself, and I hope you should be, because remember, you are called to this. You are called to this, is to genuinely, wholeheartedly be in alignment with the hot desire of what you want. That hot desire, when I talk about hot desire, the reason I call it that is because inside all of us, there is this longing and this desire to become and to be. Fill in the blank. I don't know what it is for you. I mean, we all have our own things, but when we address that, then we can align up emotionally with what it is that we want, and we could start directing and focusing on the things that we want instead of focusing, like we have dreadfully done for a long time, on all the stuff we don't. And that is the thing that I think is so interesting, because when we shift our focus onto the stuff that we want and we put our emotion on that, that's an investment. We don't just spend our emotions on stupid stuff of, oh, I'm so this and I'm so that, and beating ourselves up and doing all that. It's such garbage and such a waste of time and such an absolute expenditure of energy, time, etc. It really is. The answer is to move your focus. That's the answer. Because faking it, never going to be the answer. Being it, that's the answer. Being it. And all being means is just doing one thing, and just doing the next right thing, and then the next one after that, and then the next one, and showing up daily for yourself, and then the next day, and then the next day after that. That's all. That's all it is. That's it. It's who you want to be. It's what you want to accomplish. And when you do this, you act and you make decisions based on this, as if you were already there. How fun is that? And it's fun because it also ignites inside of you this absolute curiosity, creativity. And you think about, well, what if, not in the bad, dreadful way, like, oh, what if, somebody breaks into the house and eats my dog? No, we're talking, what if I just followed the sprint for 7 days? What if I got rid of this pain? What if I felt really good? What if I dropped that weight? What if? Think about it that way. That's a way to really stir the pot on that hot desire, and start thinking about things that could expand those borders of your heart and your mind and your life, for heaven's sakes. What if you did that? What would an athlete do? That's one of the questions I have. What would an athlete do? And this is what got me to that goal that I created for myself, is that I am an athlete training daily at the table and in the gym. Yeah. I think I even put joyfully in there, because I want to be that kind of I want to be happy about it. I want to be excited about it. I don't want to be dreading it and spending all my time just, oh, I don't want to do this. Dumb. I want to get into it and feel it. So you become, while doing and believing all of that, moves the needle to your goals and gets you to the things that you want. It just does. You can't help it. It takes the focus off the stuff you don't want and puts the focus on the stuff that you do want. And it creates this movement. It creates momentum. It creates this woman that you hotly desire to be. Yeah, one little step at a time. One itsy bitsy step at a time. So your goals then are the energy behind what you want. Did you know that? This is why I'm such a freak about goals, and why I'm always talking about make your goals, make your goals. Goals are projects, is really what it is. I want this. I want to go to France. I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to have a different job. That's all project stuff, right? You want to go to France, what are you going to do? First of all, you're going to break it all down. What's it going to cost? How, what dates could I do it? You got to break it all down. This is what goals are basically, this is the project, and then you break it on down, and you break it on down, and you break it on down, so that every single day you're doing a little something toward that. That's how it works. And especially if you take it, like if it's a big, hairy goal, BHAGs, that's what they call big, hairy, audacious goal. If you take your big, hairy, audacious goal and break it down even further into a 12-week segment, well, that's how we do it with Take Back Your Life Journal. And it makes so much sense, because then you can really see it and you can feel the parts of it. So if your goal is 1 year from today, you're going to go to France and it's going to cost X amount of dollars and all of that, you can start saving up for it. And yes, you could do something daily for it. You can start collecting your change, or you can start looking at places that you want to go, start creating, an itinerary even. Lots of things that you can do if that is your goal. I just love goal setting stuff because it makes it real. It's just not pie in the sky, fluffy dream stuff. It's the thing. It's all of it. And your goals are the framework to get what it is that you want. Otherwise, you don't have a framework. It's just, it's just wishful thinking. Who wants wishful thinking? Haven't you had enough of that? I think wishful thinking is like the most unfulfilling. So it's crazy town. Instead of wishful thinking, focus on what it is that you want and stop with the wishful thinking. Put your energy toward that thing, because you can have it. Yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. So we look at that and we look at our goals, and they're the influence, they're the belief system, they're the decision-making process, the emotional driver behind the whole shooting match. It's how you become. It's how you don't fake it. It's how you be it. So what we have to do is figure this whole thing out, don't we? Do we want to fake it till you make it, or do you want to be it till you see it? That's your choice. And remember, and this is what I wrote on my notes here, disingenuous horse pucky. That's what fake it till you make it is, right? Disingenuous horse pucky. It's crap. It's garbage. Drop it and start being it. Because every single day, if you believe in it and you believe in the thing that you want to attain, every single day you can show up and do one little thing that'll start moving that needle. Put your focus on that, and it'll change everything. It's real. It's genuine. It's not fake. It's true. And that is, I believe, how we align heart, mind, body, and soul into our goals and into the things that we want, because we are that. And I just want to encourage you today, anybody who's been struggling with this whole thing and thinking, I just can't, and it's just this whatever, change the focus and everything will change. Boom. Dropping it right here like it's hot. Y'all, keep at it. Keep the faith. Stay strong and keep your focus on what it is that you want. Remember, the more you focus on what you don't want, the more you're going to get that. It just doesn't work. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.